Hi friends and family, I just wanted to hop on here real quick and do a quick oracle reading. It's been a little while. I'm just gonna pull some oracle cards mostly. I have these what's in your stars. We're gonna start with these and see what wants to come out, and then after I was gonna do like a quick person on your mind card. If there's someone on your mind, and we'll pull some messages from your person. I hope everybody is doing awesome. I hope that this message finds you when you need it. I hope that you maybe find some clarity in a message today, whenever you do find this. And yeah, that's it. All right, so let's see what we got popping out here. We have kinship, spirituality, and limitation. Oh, that's interesting. So we got a Neptune card, and Neptune has moved into Aries. And I know if you follow astrology at all, that's like the big thing right now is Neptune in Aries, the end of a 9-year cycle and moving into a whole new cycle. So that's kind of interesting that Neptune came out. That's the spirituality card. A star forms a window into another universe. There is a window opening somewhere in your psyche. Step through and activate your imagination to experience extraordinary dreams, spiritual creativity, and a profound connection with the cosmos. And that's kind of what the whole Neptune moving into Aries theory is about, just the end of this crazy cycle and moving into this amazing new and just new cycle of creativity, of finding a new you, of finding a new path, of just a lot more prosperity. And the star reminds me of the star card, which is a card of wish fulfillment. It's a card of manifesting your dreams, and it's really a card of happiness and kind of finding your path. Kinship, multiple generations gather around the table. In your mind's eye, imagine your ancestors welcoming you to the table with acceptance. Whether or not your actual family provides a feeling of belonging, draw strength from your visualization of emotional support and unconditional love. So know that you're definitely always surrounded by your ancestors, your angels, your guides, and that you're divinely guided. And then we have limitation. That's a Cancer card. This is a Saturn card. Again, if you like your astrology, pruning the roots. Go to the root of a matter and find out what needs to be cut back. Limitation now can create expansion later. Connect with the part of yourself that is self-sufficient, practical, and experienced. So really, it's kind of a card of going within, going to the root of not just going to the root of yourself. So I don't want to say the root of a problem or the root of anything else like that, but it's the root of yourself, and kind of going within to remember what kind of drives you, what's your passion, what's your love, what it is, as we move into this new year, just the things that really drive you, and cutting away the old and allowing the new to really sprout and bloom. So those are some beautiful cards. Let's see what I want to do. Whispers of Why. These are pretty cool cards. These are kind of like, I know a lot of times we question like, why this, why that, why this happened, why me, why. So we're just going to pull some whispers of why, maybe get some clarity. Maybe there's something that you feel like hasn't been moving forward and you just want to know why, or maybe something that's happened that you don't really understand and you question. I mean, I think that happens a lot in life, where we just don't really understand why we did this, why we did that, why we didn't get this job, why that person, didn't call us back, why, whatever. So let's get a few whispers of why and see what the universe has to say about why. So if you have a why in your heart you want to hold on to, let's see what the answer is for you. Give us an answer, whisper of why. just an answer. Any other answers? Any other guidance? Okay. Spirit gave us 1, because you're holding on too tightly. So, they say to practice non-attachment. When you want something, when there's something you really want, you put it out in the universe, and then you let it go. You fully believe that what you want is going to come to you. When we hold on to something too tight, it creates this fear that ends up pushing things away from us that we really want. So really, it's trusting in God, trusting in the universe, trusting that you already have what it is you want, and practicing that non-attachment. This is what I want, and then you let it go, and you have complete faith that you will receive exactly what it is that you want, what you're waiting for. So that's always a good message, and kind of a harder message to really wrap your head around sometimes, especially when it comes to like manifestation. When you're constantly overthinking what it is you want, what you're manifesting, we tend to confuse ourselves of what we want. It's kind of like, well, maybe I want to, no, maybe I want it, but I want it like this, but I want it like that. So kind of really, even if you have to write down exactly what it is you want, and just write on a piece of paper, and you can look at it every day, you can put it away, but just know that what you want is coming to you. So you don't have to necessarily hold on too tight and beg and scream the universe for it, because they heard your order. Put your order in and just let it come to you. These are some oracle cards. Let's see any oracle cards that want to come out for us. All right, my love. So we got pivot and we got reassess. Pivot and reassess. Of course, pivot makes me think of Friends, that Friends episode that I think everybody probably knows. Sometimes when things aren't falling into place after trying and trying, it's time to ask yourself if pivoting in some way would be a good idea so that your life can flow more easily and effortlessly. How could you pivot even just a little bit? And I think that actually goes pretty well with the, oh, that's interesting. What did I do with that card? With the, there it is, I guess you're holding on too tight. Sometimes maybe we're holding on to the wrong thing, to the wrong, wish, and we have to just give it to God. We have to put it in his hands and say, I trust you. And if this is not meant for me, then bring to me what is meant for me. So maybe we need to pivot a little bit. Maybe we do need to release just a little bit, let go, and let God reassess. I'm going to say that's probably a lot to do with like pivot. So it says, you're being asked to take stock of your life and let go of anything or anyone. Here we go again, right? Anyone that no longer makes you happy. Notice who and what bring you joy and who and what don't. It's time for some life cleanup. Wow. So that's pretty interesting. It even goes here with the Neptune and the star and the roots and trimming your roots and cleaning up and going within, pivoting, reassessing, letting go of that death grip that you may have on something that you need to rethink, you need to let go, you need to let come to you instead of maybe trying to fight to go to something else. That's pretty interesting, guys. So, loosen up that grip, maybe reassess, look at things again, and just let go. Maybe it is time to pivot. Maybe, I know I definitely, but I know I've talked about it before, how I often, ask God to remove the people from my life that don't belong, remove the things from my life that don't belong, to guide me down the correct path and to help me to see, to have the wisdom to know the difference between, what does belong and what doesn't belong, including people sometimes that we do need to let go of. I'm going to pull one more oracle card. I have these beautiful ravens and roses cards. I love crows and ravens. I don't think they're so awesome. So we're going to pull one of these, and then I'll pull some messages from your person if there's a person on your mind. But first, let's get a raven and rose card, and then we'll move on. Anything, my dear spirit guide, that you want to share with us? All right. Nice. Renewal, abundance, and romance. Renewal, reconnecting after a breakup or starting over. Romance, reigniting the initial spark that attracted you. So that's kind of interesting. These two definitely go together. Where the reconnecting after a breakup or starting over. And again, that has a lot to do with, these other cards that came out with the pivot, with the reassess, the rethinking, reigniting the initial spark that attracted you. Maybe you feel like you're kind of in a rut right now. And romance can be a person, it can be a thing, it can be your job, it can be a hobby, it can be anything that you love. And maybe you need to remember why you love that thing or that person so much, and kind of go back even to the root of it, and reassess and find what sparks you, what sparks that relationship, again, whether it's romantic or it's a passion that you've had, work or anything like that. Abundance, together you create good fortune and prosperity. So maybe this pivot and this reassessment will, and this root cleanup and this kinship, knowing that we're divinely guided and we're supported, will help bring us back to this abundance. And again, this is supposed to be a year of just awesome, ultimate abundance for everybody. So, and I hope that you really find that this year definitely is. I hope every year is for you. All right, guys, I'll just do a few messages from your person if there's someone on your mind that you want to think about, and we'll just pull a few messages. I hope, again, that this does just bring you some clarity, some peace to your heart, maybe. And just concentrate, on what it is that you feel like you need clarity on. If there's ever anything, that you guys want me to focus on, please feel free to reach out. If you have any ideas of something, some kind of reading that you would like me to do. The timing just wasn't right for us. This, again, can really go back to because you're holding on too tightly. Sometimes we hold on to people, to relationships, to things a little too tightly, and we suffocate them. And in the midst of that, we forget what we need and what we want. And so sometimes we do have to just let something go. And if it's meant to be, it will always be yours. It will always come back to you. Nobody can ever take away what's meant for you, ever. I want to be more than just friends. So if there's someone out there that maybe you're not really sure how they feel about you, it could be, a good friend that maybe wants to be a little bit more, maybe explore some romantic feelings with you. Let's pull one more, and then we'll call it for the reading. One more. This one flipped, so we'll take it. I knew exactly what I was doing. If you're dealing with somebody that maybe has kind of made you feel less, just know that sometimes people do things as a projection of the way they feel about themselves and not about you, and push you away in the midst of their own pain. I don't react when people mention you. So, and this can kind of go along here with this. Maybe it's someone that's trying to deny some feelings they're hurting and they're going within. And I don't want you to take it personal that, you know, the way people treat us sometimes is not a reflection of us. It's something that they're going through. So I hope that this helps, guys. I hope that everybody is having an awesome day, night, whenever you see this. I hope you find some clarity. Again, if there's anything you ever want me to focus on in a reading, please feel free to reach out. I love you all, and I hope to see you all very soon. Many blessings.